Hey Aries, hey, how you feeling? Listen, spring has sprung, which means the real new year is here, and Spirit is just like, hey, we need to talk to Aries about their alignment. Give them some messages about how to stay in line, aligned, and how to get aligned. If you're not, so this is what we talking about today, Aries. We're not gonna dilly dally. So, hey Aries, I'm Shauna. This is your highest good tarot. Welcome or welcome back. Let's get into it. But remember, this message is not for everybody, Aries. All right? What's the next move for Aries to get aligned and stay aligned? You saw how that flew out. We got the Queen of Swords here. Ooh, and the Queen of Cups. Interesting. Six of Pentacles. Huh. At the bottom of the deck, Aries. There's the Hierophant. Hmm. We have two feminine. I had to confirm. Like, we talking about two feminine energies? Like, yeah, two feminine energies here, Aries. One that shoots it straight, uh, and may do it, you know, with or without empathy, but always has uh does it with love. Not really. It's not done in malice. That's what I'm getting. And then we have somebody with the Queen of Cups here. This is somebody who is very loving, very comforting. And so we basically have two separate energies here. One who thinks more logically, and then the other one who is a lot more emotional in how they move. Um, and at the bottom of the deck with the Hierophant here, these are two two energies that you've learned from, because you and this may have been at two separate stages in your life, or it could have been in childhood, like these little ones here, you know. um but you've taken something from each of these feminine energies here. The Eight of Cups is behind the Hierophant. This is about emotionally disconnecting, taking what you've gotten and using it for yourself, taking the lessons and using it to create a life of stability, a life of comfort, a life of certainty and trust and surrender for yourself. Taking the balance from both, because temperance is behind the Eight of Cups. Finding balance in both, from what you learn from both of these people. With the Six of Swords behind that, that's about, being divinely guided by the universe. You already have these lessons from these two energies that have been placed in you. But also, Aries, you are connected. And this is about taking you into a space of peace, a space of um, compassion for yourself, grace for yourself, a space where you have multiple options, a space where you are able to choose the life that you want. Choose who wants to who's going to be there. Um, choose the path that you want to be on, but to remember to choose wisely. Because Aries, you may have been somebody who was a little more, with the Knight of Swords here, a little more impulsive than anything. You would just make moves, maybe based off of what one or the other would do, um, as opposed to balancing, using both head and heart. Yeah. Let me clarify. I'm gonna clarify this Six of Pentacles from the original spread. I'm gonna clarify this. We have the Five of Pentacles, clarifying the Six of Pentacles. Now, at the bottom of the deck now is Death. This is this is that opportunity to transform your life, to bring about balance. Because the Six of Pentacles is about balance, but with this Six of Pentacles, it is about um, being divinely guided, getting the balance from your spirit team, from God, the universe. So it's not only that, but you have all three of these energies, and when I say three, I'm talking the bigger picture, like the universe, God, as well as the lessons from these feminine energies coming into you. Have a good amalgamation of knowledge. However, you have been living and floating about like you don't. Like you don't, whether that means, not starting a business, whether that means being insecure about your decisions, asking for opinions from other people. You've been moving about with this whole insecure energy, but you have sat at and learned from two very, very powerful people, as well as have a connection to the divine, to the universe. But you haven't been taking advantage of it. You haven't been using it. Can we clarify the Hierophant and all the other cards that I pulled from the bottom of the deck, please? The Aries. Two of Pentacles. Balance. Balance. Temperance is here. Balance. Six of Pentacles. Balance. Security. You've been flip flopping, wishy washy. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. Bottom of the deck. When you align, realign, your path is one to a life of independence, a life of self sufficiency, a life of abundance and love, a life of abundance in those things that are all the currencies, energy, time, money, all the abundance, all the currency. That's the path that you're meant to be on. However, this is where we are right now. Unsure, unsure with a lot of things, not trusting your decisions, insecure about relationships. Hmm, I hate this for you. And so you make impulsive decisions based out of fear and lack. What advice is there? Additional advice or any advice? Ooh, I like that one. It's the Queen of Cups again. But you see at the top, compassion. Nine of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, the Knight of Cups. Have more grace for yourself, empathy for yourself. You are divinely connected, Aries. And you have been given gems, whether these two divine feminine energies are grandparents, a mom and a grandma and auntie, you know who they are. Shoot, for some of you, it could be all one person, you know, but you know what you were taught. Be more kind to yourself. You overthink things where you may make a decision to do something and then decide against it in the same second. But this Knight of Pentacles and this Knight of Cups, they are both um, steady. They are both responsible and dependable. They are both intentional. So if you come to a place, Aries, where you have to make a decision regarding a new opportunity, make a decision regarding anything in life, it's okay to take pause and think about how it may affect you logically, but also tap in to your connection. You are intuitive. Many of you are psychic. This is about being methodical. This is about using both sides of you. It's about the balance. It is about the balance. Any final messages here for Aries? Mm, generational hex curse. Can you clarify that? Clarify. Oh, got it. Think bigger. The generational is not a generational hex, a curse. It's something that we learn, and it can be a generational cycle, rather, where we think too small when there's so much more out there, and Spirit is saying, think bigger. Your folks, the divine, the universe, they're not on a budget. So don't think on a budget. You have access to abundance. And as you elevate, as you align or realign, that access expands and evolves with you to the access to abundance. So even though you have learned certain things from these feminine energies, one thing that has remained constant is that generational cycle of limitation, of worry. That's what that's all about. Thank you, Spirit. What else for Aries, please? Ooh, another limitation. Would you rather be right or have peace? It's your choice, Aries. Sometimes we worry about the wrong thing, being right all the time. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Because one of my generational cycles that I had to break is having to have the last word, or being right and correcting people all the time. Whether we talking about grammar, spelling, be right or have peace. Pick and choose your battles. You don't have to say everything to everybody about everything to everybody. What else came out here for you, Aries? It's time to exit the situation. You have other things that need to be done. Then we just talk about being focused and worried about the wrong thing. Mm. There is a cosmic justice cycle ending. Your roads are opening. Now is that time to connect, to align or realign. Your benevolent ancestors, Aries, calling out. They want you to be aligned or realigned. They are guiding you. Anything else for Aries? Ooh, last one, Aries. Distraction. When we want to correct, when we want to be right, those are distractions. Don't lose sight or focus of your goals and your path. At the bottom of the deck, abundance. Change your mindset. The mind is powerful. Thoughts become things. And when we think too small, when we are insecure, it persists throughout our life. We attract a lot of insecurity. We attract insecure people. But there's so much more for you. There's so much more for you. Is there anything else, Spirit? That's it. That's all. I hope this helps, Aries, and I hope it helps you for your highest good. Until next time. Bye.